Hi, good evening. I'm Kate and happy to be with you tonight. Um my the title for the video wasn't based on anyone specific. I have this old book of quotations of the thesaurus of quotations, and I bought this as a used book. I thought it was interesting. This is the fourth printing of the book from June 1944. This book is manufactured under wartime conditions in conformity with all government regulations controlling the use of paper and other materials. This was printed in the US, and even the very front page, the text is kind of scawampus. But I was just going through this. I hadn't looked at it for a while and borrowed that quote. In my descriptions, I have a few links for you. One of which is a link to Puzzling People by Thomas Sheridan. I really suggest you check that out. I keep going back. I haven't finished it yet. I keep going back to it. And I keep thinking about what I've gotten through so far. And I think Thomas Sheridan's an author worth checking out. I also included a couple of other links for you. But I wanted to just kind of wrap. I didn't prepare much for tonight, which is kind of cool. I have been really productive out in the garden and around the house, hanging with the family. But in the next video, I want to be talking about the solar weather. I think that's been really fascinating to study. And so I am going to prepare a little bit better for that one, hopefully. But in the meantime, yeah, I hope that you're doing well. And I hope that if you've watched any of these videos, you're willing to leave a comment on any of them or hit the like button. I just want to get more comfortable asking people to do that. So no obligation whatsoever. But this is my practice. I'm learning how to do research. I'm learning how to think. I'm learning how to focus my thoughts. And I was talking to my daughter about this idea of just such a fast moving mind. And when you're moving too fast, you're likely to make mistakes. And so please forgive my errors. But I am learning how to slow things down and, put things together in a linear way, because I don't actually think very well linearly. But I do want to practice honing my communication skills. So one of the projects I'm working on is a breakdown of the Adventures of Pinocchio. I highly suggest finding the illustrated version. It's a great large format book. It's not the Pinocchio story from any of the movies. But I have been thinking about how to organize this project around how stories change as they're passed on from generation to generation, as new artists take old stories and recreate them for the current times. So I'm interested in that, and I've been getting so much more interested in history because of the connection with old fiction. And so I want to get into reading more of the stuff my mom has read, her historical fiction that she really likes, because I think that is the only way we can ever hope to have some understanding of the past. And even then, it is skewed, of course, but yeah, going back to these old books, I think that's really fascinating. So it's been getting me into all kinds of tangents, studying about history and culture. So I really look forward to developing that project. I hope to also be bringing in some other voices to the conversation so that we can break down just some conversations about, uh, in general, what it means to be open enough to have conversations with people with which you disagree, but still understanding that there's something to be gained from the exchange. Um, so I hope to invite some of my friends to join me in a conversation because they are two really good examples in my life where we can potentially have open dialogues and still, as best we can, not trying to judge each other when we disagree. So I don't think we all fall in the same line with everything, and that's good. But yeah, I really look forward to hearing from you guys, wondering what it is you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're studying, what's inspiring you. Because for me, I've always spun out in all kinds of different directions and had trouble focusing until I found that one thing, and then I'd sort of hyper focus on a thing. So lately, I've been focused on being with the kids, being in the garden, uh, trying to do my reading, but I've been really taking the books a little bit slowly and giving them time to think about them. And I'm making some efforts to just turn things off and be in the silence. Although I do love to listen to things while I work in the garden, sometimes I just try and keep it quiet for a little bit. So I just want to know how you're doing and what you're doing to make sure that you're nourishing yourself, because I'm definitely the kind of person that just forgets to eat, starves myself all day until I just have a hard crash, and then often eat, garbage because I'm so hungry. So I'm trying to get off of that mindset, that habit. Um, but yeah, tell me what you're doing, what you're up to. So I'd love to hear from you. Um, Thank you so much and look forward to talking about the sun. See you in a couple days.